Well. I think by now you know.
You would have guessed.
You see, TJ's World Entertainment is like an onion. You peel one layer, there's another layer, and there's another layer.
Absolutely.
Welcome. How are you today?
Yes. Hi. Welcome to TJ's World Entertainment. We told you before that we give you anything that is entertaining.
Oh, yes.
Music, skits, movies, anything that's trending, you will always find us there. And today we have brought something really, really special for you.
Well, before we delve into that, my name is Jerry Crensel. My friends call me Mr. Magic.
And I'm Titi Jacobs. My friends call me Lady TJ.
So, this guy personifies soul music. He is the ultimate soul man.
I'm telling you.
I guess you know who we're talking about. His name is Luther
Vandross Jr. Soul and R&B singer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a songwriter.
Yes.
He's
a
record
performer.
Producer.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's everything that you can think of when it comes to music.
Honestly.
Because apart from him singing and writing, his inception, if you said a musician has actually gone round the block, this guy has gone round the block.
And do you know what? We're using is for him because although he's passed on, we still feel that
he's still alive.
He's alive.
He's still with us.
Because his music is alive.
Yes.
You understand? The music is very much alive. This guy has sold over 40 million
albums
records worldwide.
Yes. That was when he died. He died when?
He died in 2005.
2005 to now, his records are still selling.
Absolutely.
So obviously, we're not looking at that 40 million anymore.
No,
we can estimate
at
60 million.
Or even much more.
Much more.
The downloads alone.
Yeah, the downloads alone.
And if you have not played Luther Vandross in any party, you have not had that party.
You see,
you understand?
Luther was born in New York.
Yes.
And at a very early age, he taught himself how to play the piano by ear.
Yes, he did.
Which shows that he's what I'll refer to as a musical genius.
He is. I'll keep saying is because I don't want to use words for him. I just can't help it. So forgive me because as far as I'm concerned, Luther is still alive.
Luther is still alive. Luther started his musical career after he dropped out of the university. I think it's West Michigan University.
Yes. Because he loved music more.
So he dropped out and he became a backup singer for a slew, let me use the word, a slew of R&B musicians.
Yeah.
The who and who, the kings, movers and shakers of the music
industry in those days. I mean, they're still very much around. But do you know a lot of people don't know this, but do you know who actually discovered him? According to him himself, David Bowie discovered him. But I know a lot of people don't know that.
David Bowie was actually an English musician, who actually came out during the eras of the likes of the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, and the rest of them.
I heard the news today, oh boy. I got it, sweet, you got the beat.
And David was married to, is it Imani or that Somali supermodel?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, Imam.
You see, David, according to David Bowie and as well as Luther Vandross, in one of the interviews, he actually said that he was just singing one of David Bowie's songs. One of the ones that he did. I can't remember the name of the music. Right,
the one that was written and rewritten as Fascination.
Yeah, but
that's the one he was singing.
And he was singing it, and David just heard him singing, and he was like, "Wow!" And from then on, He took him on tours.
Yes, he took him on a tour in that particular year.
1974.
Yeah, 74.
Yeah.
September is the tour started. You see, the thing is that prior to him coming to David Bowie's radar, the guy had done backup for people like Roberta Flack, Donny Hathaway, Diana Ross, and a whole lot of them heavyweights during that era.
He was just behind
Chaka Khan and the rest of them. And if you listen to some of their early recordings, that velvety
voice was always there
in the background.
You understand? And David Bowie's Young Americans was very popular at that time.
Yeah.
And it was one of the songs that he was singing when he found him. And from then on, he became an enigma. What would you call it? An enigma.
He actually had a band called Change. Then he now left them to sign with Epic Record. And he came out with his debut album, which was Never Too Much.
Oh, God. That was the one you heard when it started. Never Too Much is everywhere, in every... Look, like I said to you, when you go to any party, they use it for marriages, you know, and everyone sings to it. Funny enough, I have a cousin. She can die for Luther Vandross. And that particular song, anywhere she is, if she hears it, she gets up to dance. You understand?
I can't begin to name the tracks of Luther Vandross. They're too numerous to count. Things like Your Favorite.
Oh,
Dance with My
Father. There's Endless Love.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Buy Me a Rose. You know, Let It Be Me, and a whole lot.
A home is not a home. A house is not a home.
Secret Love.
There are too many of them.
Bad Boy Having a Party, which was a song he took from Sam Cooke's era, and then he put his own twist on it, and it was just...
You know the most beautiful one? When he did collaborations with the likes of Diane Warwick,
Mariah?
Diane Warwick, when they did...
the one with...
What Friends Are For.
Okay.
You need to listen to
Diane Warwick, there was Stevie Wonder. And there was the late...
Gladys, was it Gladys?
No. That's the original one. The one we're talking about is... he did with this popular girl now, Whitney
Houston.
That's where the four of them collaborated.
It was... You need to. So they all have fantastic voices and they all showcase their strengths and everything. But when this guy picked his own side of it, he just brought something different.
With me, you see, Luther's music hid a lot of things, right? He was a man who lived a lot of pain.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Oh, yes.
He went through sad periods over and over again.
But people didn't know.
No.
You see, would you believe it that Luther Vandross's the father died when he was 8 years old?
Yes.
And after the father died, he had 3 siblings. So there were 4 of them, and he was the last.
He was the last of them because he lost all of them.
They all passed on before him. So at the age of 54, he had already lost his father. He's lost 3 siblings. And he was still able to sing all the songs. This guy went through hell.
If you now listen to some of his tracks, you can just, that underlining pain
that he was going through,
they're there.
You could pick them up.
Can we ever do justice to Luther?
No, we can't. We can't judge him, because after listening to his story, the biography, everything that this guy has done and what he went through, it saddens me that he ended up like that. Like he died from diabetes and hypertension.
He was also somebody who had eating disorder.
Doing great, and all of us would see him doing great. Then all of a sudden, we would see the eating pick up again.
You know, maybe if it's once or twice, it's okay, but when you do that a lot, it's got to wreak havoc on the body.
Some medical studies do appear to indicate that over time, yo-yo dieting, otherwise known as weight cycling, may actually increase visceral fat.
because the first time I actually got to see Luther Vandross in the light I was way back in Nigeria. I'm talking about over 30 odd years ago. He was obese on his album.
Yeah.
Right? And then the next album he came up with was the album that had that green background. And he was so skinny.
Because he went through, because he was so obese and they were advising him that he needed to
shed weight.
So he went through the ketone and all of those diets
and regimes and things.
But you know, when you have hypertension and it's not the underlying factor, you don't know what it is. You can be treating it, but then you go back into that depressive state because what is actually making you depressed has not been, addressed. And I think that's what happened to him. And so the only solace was for him to continue to eat. Apart from that, because it didn't come out, a lot of you will know that everyone says that he's gay.
Happy.
It depends. It also depends on when you ask. No, not particularly.
Did he struggle with the idea of coming out publicly? Was that something that you talked about at all?
He did not want his mother to be, although she might have known, but he wasn't going to come out and say this to the...
Which takes me to, funny enough, the typical African, which I am, or I was, as the case may be.
You're an African. Whether you say I'm
talking of my state of mind when I first was introduced to Luther Vandross per se. I won't say Luther's music, Luther Vandross. There was this twisted African thing in me that said, "Oh God, he's gay. I don't want to like his music." But you see, there is so much soul
in it that you won't have any choice.
That at the end of the day, I now sat myself down and I said to myself, Jerry, what's wrong with you? What is the man's sexuality got with his ability to actually fill the room with joy and music? And I fell in love with his music. After falling in love with his music, I didn't see that side of him at all.
But do you know that in those days, we are very much enlightened now.
Oh yes.
But in those days, it was very hard for you to come out publicly to say what your sexuality is.
Which was one of the things that lived with him all through his life, his career. He was afraid of coming out because he knew, he thought if he had come out, it would torpedo his career.
It wouldn't have, but he didn't know that. He felt like, because he used to sing a lot of love songs. He just couldn't do it. And it was so sad.
His journey was, pitted with all kind of, potholes, pains, self, whatever, all through. But at the end of the day, the man fills every room with joy.
Yes, he
when
does.
He sings.
Yes.
He lights up the atmosphere when he opens his mouth. His voice is so velvety.
Beautiful. It's beautiful in and out. I really love him. I love all his music. I get up and dance when I hear any of his music. It's being used in X Factor, everywhere. You understand?
I have the CD of him in my car. I played the CD so much so that I'm pretty sure if that CD ever came back to this life and the CD sees me,
it will run away.
Will jack back.
And the thing is, those of us who are old school, we even know the lyrics.
Oh yes.
We sing along with it. We understand what he's saying. We what's the word I'm trying to use? We identify.
Yes, with him.
With the love songs and everything. It's amazing.
The notes that he can hit with his voice, the melody that comes with his music, the rhythm, everything just perfectly matches.
Honestly.
I'm yet to see a song of his that I don't really like.
I love every of his songs, and you know what? He's no longer here, and we miss him so much. I don't know if he was still alive now. He would have. I don't think anybody would have gotten even close to
yeah.
I
think in this year they are likely to release 2 posthumous albums that he had done before that didn't do very well. They're now going to digitalize them and reprint and then launch them. We're still waiting for that.
Yes.
But Luther can never die.
No, Luther, you're no longer here, but you're here because we love you. We loved your music. Unfortunately, we are aware that you only have nephews and nieces.
You didn't leave anybody.
You didn't leave any of your own children.
Flesh and blood
Behind. Well, nieces and nephews, they are still
but
flesh and blood.
The way we look at it is his own children from the
African perspective. You understand? Yeah. But in the diaspora, your nieces and your nephews, they're still your blood. You understand? I mean, they're probably enjoying what you left behind.
His lages.
Yes.
You know,
and unfortunately, his mom also passed away 3 years after
his death.
So the whole family, the whole era of the Vandross just died.
The era did not die because his music still lives on.
Absolutely.
His era is still there.
I'm talking about in terms of family.
Yeah.
Oriented.
I believe
dynamics.
a new crop of listeners are beginning to discover him.
Yes.
They're beginning to listen to him.
Young people are even listening to him now.
Because his music, like we'll say, all makes sense.
So much.
Seriously,
so much.
Sure, you know.
So we're just using this opportunity
to showcase
his
work again.
His work, and please go and just go on YouTube.
We're actually looking at seeing what you have to say.
Yes. In
your comments about Luther Vandross.
Absolutely. And which of his songs do you
really appeals to you? Which one do you like
more? Please
and
make your comments, like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
There he goes.
Make comments. Tell us which one. For me, Dance With My Father Again is my best.
For me,
I love most.
Buy Me a Rose is amazing because it tells, the story of a woman who wants something different, like just open the door for me, buy me a rose when I'm coming from work, call me. Yeah. And meanwhile, the guy was busy providing all the material things that he thinks
is the right thing.
Is the right thing to do.
See. So just make your comments and let us know which of his songs do you like. Never Too Much has always been
is the ultimate.
Is the ultimate.
Yeah,
that's the one
the ultimate track.
Loves. But there are some other ones that he did with other people like Mariah Carey, Endless Love, ones that we talked about also.
It's such a sad thing that he went into a coma induced by his diabetes and some other little ailments that he was going.
He was even on a wheelchair.
He was in a coma for two months.
2 months, and he was even on a wheelchair.
To the point where he couldn't even sing again.
Yeah, he lost his voice and everything. Honestly, I feel so sad because people like that are not supposed to just die like that.
Like they said, singers like him don't die. They only go to heaven. They only go to heaven to go and rebrand again.
And come back. So we love you. We would always bring notable musicians.
I think you see this is where I want you to look at it. Titash. The TJ Entertainment World Entertainment is like an octopus.
Yeah.
What we do is that we stretch out our tentacles to gather these things that you and I know, or that we know that you will love, that you want to listen to.
Absolutely.
And then, like we normally say, as long as you follow us and we are using that tentacle to bring all kind of things in for you, you will always become more intelligent.
Yes, you will always be intelligent. Well, you're intelligent. Don't mind it.
More
intelligent. Yes, I'm sure that part of the things that we've said today, you didn't know about Luther Vandross.
There's so much we could have said,
but
time is not our friend.
So, right now, we're going to say we love you. Like, share, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and then make your comments.
Because we know that the love you have for us is never too much.
Yes, never too much, never too much.
My name is Jerry Cransell.
And my name is Titi Jacobs. We love you. Take care. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Never too much.